Now, last week, I gave you a video talking about how expensive running can be. And that's because I recognize that there are very important costs in life. Costs like buying running shoes, running clothes, race registrations, running related nutrition. And there are other costs in life that try to get in the way of all of that. Like food and rent and your mortgage and the cost of looking after your children. Those things try to get in the way. So I thought I would give you another video to get around the fact that running can be expensive and how you can make running a bit more affordable. Let's go. Okay, tip number 1, timing is everything. And when it comes to timing, you want to look for 2 things. 1, model changes. When a new shoe comes out, get the version before. You see, to inspire you, go back to the reviews that everyone, including the brand, did of that shoe a year ago. Because all the things that they told you about don't stop being true just because a new version has come out. So, when a new shoe comes out, go get the version before. It's gonna be much, much cheaper. The second thing is, when it comes to timing, the sales, Black Friday, Christmas time, or just the fact that it's a Tuesday. I don't know, find a reason that makes the shoe much cheaper. Simple as that. Timing is your friend. Tip number 2, online or going to the shop. Now, the advantage of shopping online is you're gonna find a lot more in terms of selection and the range. More importantly, you're gonna find a whole section of things that have been written off in terms of price, either things that have been returned by other people. So, explore it. However, the opposite is actually going into the shop. The reason why you want to go into the shop and how that might be cheaper is you get to try stuff on. You see how it fits, whether it's running shoes, clothes, before you go. And you get to speak to a human being who's going to give you advice. That in a long term, believe it or not, is actually going to help you keep your costs down. But there's pluses and minuses for both. Number 3, outlet stores. Now, if you live like where I live, here in England, all these brands have got outlet stores. So they will send all their out of season stock, or maybe stuff that's been returned, or stuff that's got a slight blemish or a bit of damage on it, to this outlet shop. And sometimes things just end up there just because they've been in the stock room for a long time. They'll send it to this outlet store. And some of the stores are actually just specialists, like TK Maxx, that kind of store. They're just specialists at retailing out of season stuff. So tip number 3, definitely look at outlet stores, whether they're major brand outlet stores or specialist discounted retailers. These places, you're gonna find some really good deals. And that's tip number 3. There. Number 4, marketplace, online marketplace, Facebook Marketplace, eBay, Vinted. Please don't be embarrassed to go on there and search for stuff. You can get very good running shoes with very little mileage on them simply because they didn't work for that person or they've upgraded to a new one, and you'll be able to get a very high performance shoe, one that still has plenty of life in it, for a fraction of its price. So make sure you check out places like Vinted, Facebook, eBay, a charity shop. That's not online, but you get where I'm going with this. Second-hand running shoes, running clothes, accessories, all of that. But let me emphasize on this number 4, make sure you check the condition of this stuff. Check the outsole, check the tongue, check the inside, check the insoles, check everything. Make sure you're happy with the condition of this stuff. Because some people, they may describe it as good condition, you get it, and that might not be the case. So make sure you check that. Number 5 is connections. Now, people you know, running clubs, friends, word of mouth, or there's a Reddit forum, if you're on Reddit, or even Facebook. Running shoe geeks. People go on there and post sales or deals that they have found in their local area. Granted, it might be somebody in Canada telling you about a shoe they found. in Canada, that's irrelevant for me because I live in England, but for those in that local area, you might want to take advantage of that. So join such forums. One that I want to plug in, I'm not connected, affiliated, or in any way, shape, or form, is a guy called Joanna. He's a YouTube shoe reviewer and he started this service called Supwell. I don't know too much about it, but Supwell. Look it up. Tip number 6, and this is particularly for race events. If you want to get cheaper deals for race events or running events, do 2 things. 1, join a club. Some of these race events give you a discount if you actually affiliated with a running club. They'll ask you for evidence of that, you prove it, and you get a discount. The bigger tip though, in terms of getting cheaper race entries, is to volunteer at these events. Essentially, some race events, if you volunteer, they give you a free entry the following year. So look up, it's a good way of helping your community, but also getting free stuff. Okay, last tip. Tip number 7, negotiation. Don't be scared to try to talk someone into a good deal. When you go to those online marketplaces, especially on Vinted or eBay, give people what you've got. Give them an offer. If they say £50, you say 40. They'll say 45, you say 20. You know where I'm going with this. Make an offer. Don't be afraid to negotiate. Hopefully that video helps you, because you wouldn't want to find yourself in a position where you're weighing up the price of the Super Blast 2 or the Nike Alpha Fly 3 and a loaf of bread. You don't want to be in that predicament. So to summarize, running can be expensive, it can be, but there are ways of making it cheaper. I hope you enjoyed this video. I did mention this one here where I talk about running being expensive. If you didn't get to watch it, please do check that out. Thank you for watching this, and as always, it's appreciated. Peace.